Hi everyone, it's Monday, January 23rd, and the RTR is over, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a wrap-up today of the RTR. This will not be the last video, vlog of the RTR. I still have today I went to the big tent and shot a video at the big tent. It's going to require some editing because the big tent is just an enormous thing, and so I shot a little here and I shot a little there, and I'll have to decide and edit them out and cut them, splice them, and cut them together. A lot of jobs available at the big tent this year, and that was the main thing. I shot a video at 4 booths that are hiring for work camping, and I shot video at both the Amazon booth and the Beet Harvest booth, which both are hiring, and also this year Delaware North, which is one of the big outfits that hires. They do all the hiring for Yosemite. So if you're thinking about working at Yosemite, you could have been there and hired on. And I asked her, and she said, "Are you hiring?" She said, "Yes. When we're done, we will have hired for Yosemite for the year." So lots of jobs. In fact, I had a friend who went to American Land and Leisure, one of the biggest campground hosting companies, and they have over 400 locations. So they were hiring a lot of people. He said he got a job, walked up right away, said he wanted a primitive campground in remote areas, and he walked away with a job right then. A lot of people got jobs today. So that's one of the big successes of the RTR. We tell you about, we do a seminar on campground hosting and work camping, and then you go get a job. So, man, that is a real success story if you could just go get a job. But overall, the RTR was just a gigantic success in every possible way. So I kind of want to go over that and wrap it up for you. I was told over and over and over again. We had a huge number of people, of course. We had 500 or more. I mean, 600 or 700 is not an unrealistic number for the total people there. It was just an enormous number of people. But we had almost no problems. You know, with that kind of number of people, usually you get a lot of problems. And there was some noise issues, and we dealt with that, and those got resolved. So those problems went away, and that was really the only real problem that I experienced. And people who would come up to me over and over again, and they say, "Bob, I got to thank you for putting this thing together because, man, it was just so great. I made so many wonderful friends, and I learned so much. And I was kind of thinking about being a nomad, but I wasn't sure what kind of a rig, or was it for me? Could I live this way?" And they just found out that it was for them, and it was a great life. And that's I just consider that to be a huge, huge success. So I'm really, really grateful for each one of you who came and had that experience and told me about it. I don't know that anyone went away regretting having come. Everyone thought it was just an amazing experience and one they really loved having. So what happened was a huge amount of learning. Of course, I hold seminars and I teach, and there were seminars nearly every day. Some I taught, some I didn't. There were classes scheduled usually every 2 o'clock. There was every day at 10 I taught in the seminar. Every day at 2 o'clock there was a hands-on practical experience classes from other people. I didn't teach any of those. There was a lot of experience: gold prospecting, using a pressure cooking, using a solar oven. We had a lithium battery class. A guy who has had lithium batteries for 3 years shared his experience. Just many, many classes, more than I can begin to remember. And there were new ones popped up. People came and said, "Boy, Bob, I'd really like to share about this." And I said, "Okay, well, we'll fit that in. We'll do it at 4. How about 4 o'clock? You have this class." And so there was a small car living seminar, and it was just really, really good. And so it was just an amazing experience. So much learning happened. And of course, the primary goal was learning, but a big, big goal of the RTR is the experience of community and connection and friendship. And I just saw that everywhere. People becoming friends and establishing bonds. And several groups left the RTR together. A group went to Slab City. There'll probably be 20, 30 people over the course of the next month. And they'll meet there, and they'll feel safer at Slab City. Slab City is an old military base in California, and it's gotten a reputation of being an unsavory place, and to a degree it's earned it. So some people are afraid of going to Slab City, but I think it's overblown. I think it's much safer than you think. At any rate, there's a group there. And so if you want to go to Slab City and know you're safe, you can go there and be with a group. Another group formed that went to Baja. And that's happened, I believe, every single year in the last 3 or 4 RTRs. A group got together, so let's caravan down to Baja together, let's go. And so they're down there right now. And yes, we've never had a bad experience from any of them. Most of your fears about Mexico and Baja in particular are very unfounded. It's a very safe place. There are places you do not go. Baja is not one of them. Baja is a very safe place. So there was a tremendous sense of community developed, friendships, connections that will last a lifetime and that will change lives. Knowing that you have friends and people that will help you and do everything they can for you, man, that just makes this life so much better and easier. And like I've said, it's a boot camp. And as a boot camp, it was 100% successful. There was learning, there was teaching, there was connection. There was a certain amount of tearing down and rebuilding, a rebirth. This is a rebirthing center where people come to get their lives right this time and live in a way that will truly make them happy. I really love the idea of a rebirthing center where you're reborn and your life becomes what you choose it to be, not what society tells you it should be, your teachers and advertising, what you choose your life to be. It's your choice. We give you some ideas of how to go about it, but every one of the decisions is yours to make. So I just think it was a great time. And a lot of fun was had. And yeah, I tried to limit the amount of, the loud noise that went with it. We established a separate camp for noise and generators and music. And a lot was had over there and done. And that worked super well. And we will do that again in the future. I'll discuss that in another video about the future for the RTR. I'm going to do at least 2 more videos. One about the future of the RTR, summer RTR, and one about the Big Tent. So other videos are coming up. Over and over again, it was just told this was great, the best experience. I can't imagine how this could have been any better. This could have been a wonderful time for you, and I wish you'd been here. Okay, now let me just kind of share the experience for me. It was it was by far my most difficult RTR, and not because of the noise. While that was difficult for me, it was quickly settled, and I had one bad day, but it was settled, and it was not an issue again. It was so difficult for me for a number of reasons. I'm older, and I simply have less energy. And another reason is this last summer I discovered I have something called atrial fibrillation. That means your heart starts pumping the wrong way. It pumps too fast. It pumps erratically. And they don't know what causes it. It's actually an electrical fault. There's an electrical center in your heart that controls its... excuse me. There's an electrical center in your heart that controls the beats. It sends an electrical pulse, and the heart beats, and 2 chambers, one fires, and then the larger chamber, the atrium, fires, and then the other one, it gives it a little push into the other one, and it fires a much bigger beat and pushes it through the body. Well, mine don't beat right. The atrium doesn't beat right. It beats at an odd speed, and that means the other one doesn't get all the blood it needs, so it doesn't push it all through the heart. The bottom line is I get about 20 or 30% less energy than I've ever had before, and so that could not have helped. I just don't have the energy. But most of all, I think it was just the sheer size. I mean, 500-600 people, and I think I attribute all of that to the power of YouTube. I mean, wow, YouTube has an enormous reach, and people really come and respond to YouTube, and that's what they were here for. They'd seen my videos. They didn't even know I had a website. They were here because of the videos, and they wanted to meet me and see me and learn about a new way to live, and so they did. But all those people just really was extraordinarily draining. It was the most draining experience of my life, and I attribute that to my health issues and my age and just the sheer size. But I learned something this year that I had known but had never so directly experienced, and that's how, as an introvert, and we had a discussion where everyone wrote in and said I wasn't an introvert, and if you are an introvert, why are you inviting all these people into your camp? Well, I am definitely an introvert, no question about that. But one of the things I learned was the definition of introvert is that an introvert recharges by being alone and is drained by being with others. And I had become aware of that, but I wasn't aware just how totally it impacted me until this year. And an extrovert is just the opposite. In most, and it's a broad generalization, and there are people that fall in between. But a true extrovert is energized by being with a group. So he went to this group to be energized, and they played all the music, and that made them more energy. And the hype and the party activity that gave them more energy. And me as an introvert, it had just the opposite effect. It utterly and totally drained me to the very core of my being. I have nothing left to give. I mean, today I have nothing left to give. People are still coming around and needing things from me. And I came here to give, and I gave all I had, and there's no more left to give. That's just the bottom line. And I have zero regrets. It was such a success. It was worth every bit of the struggle that it was for me to get through it. Every ounce of it, every moment of it. I love, and no regrets, no whining, no complaining. I'm glad each and every one of you were here, and I hope more come in the future. How I will deal with this problem, I don't know, and I'll have to work on that. Maybe I'll talk about it in a coming video soon. But I had to relearn, and if you use the analogy of a battery, and that's the analogy I know the best because I like to know about 12 volt. If you use the analogy of a battery, if you go a battery down to 50%, it's damaged. Well, I long past 50% depletion. I'm down into 10% of whatever is left of me. It's over today, and I still have problems and chores and headaches I have to deal with, and people who need this, and a dispute over firewood and what's going to happen next year, and I'm still. I ran over there to take care of some end of RTR issues today, put things into storage, and I have to keep a storage unit. I have so much RTR stuff, I have to keep a storage unit here in Quartzsite. So it has to go back, that stuff had to go back to the RTR, trash had to be taken to the dump. So it's just all kinds of activities, and I couldn't get away from camp because I had people needed something and wanted something. And they wanted to tell me how much they enjoyed it. And for them, that is a source of energy and telling me. And for me, it's a source of draining of just 10% battery went down to 9.5, and then down to 9, and down to 8, and just down and down and down and down. So my plan had been, I better conclude because this is already a long video, much longer than I'd planned. So they all are every time I get in front of the camera longer than I planned. Sorry about that. So my plans have been to go to Ehrenberg immediately after the RTR. I was taking a group down to Algodones. We're going to caravan down. They're going to cross the border, and then go to Ehrenberg and meet with everyone and continue the help, giving help to people, and building more community and having more fun, and maybe having some more pizza parties, and on and on. And I love doing those things, and I treasure those moments. But I am empty, and I cannot go to Ehrenberg. So the main goal of this video is to tell you I am not going to be in Ehrenberg. There's only one hope for me now to recharge my batteries, and I have to get off and be alone in nature. And I have a place where I know I can go, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to be alone. And Cody and I are going to go for walks, and I'll have. It's a great place. It's in a beautiful spot here in Arizona, near Quartzsite, and I can look at a tower and have 5 bars, so I can do all my work, and I can be alone, and I can walk, and Cody can go free and be off a leash. Putting Cody on a leash for the entire RTR was also physically difficult for me, because when he's unhappy, I'm unhappy, and his emotional well-being impacts me, and so here he's struggling with being on a leash 100% of the time, and I was on a leash 100% of the time, and we both just struggled with that even more. So all of this to say, this is the whole point of this video. I am not going to Ehrenberg for at least a week. I need to get away and recharge my batteries, and then I will go to Ehrenberg, and I will meet with you all, and you can all come and be with me, and I will have some energy left. I will have something to give to you. I have to get something more in me to give to you, and that's the goal. And to do that, there's only one way I can do that, and that's to be alone in nature and walking and thinking and silence. And that's what I have to have, and so that's what I'm going to do. I have to take care of myself. I am a 100% believer in a saying. It's attributed to Audrey Hepburn, of all things, and she was a much wiser woman than you would think from her being a star in the movies. She said, God gave us 2 arms for a very good reason. He said, with one arm you take care of yourself, and with one arm you reach out and take care of others. And that is how I live my life. And I have to be, I'm being constantly scolded by the people in my life that I need to do a much better job of taking care of myself, and it's true. And today I'm 100% aware I have to do a better job of taking care of myself. So there will be more for me to give to you. So I'm going to do that in the next week. And then after that, I'll be in Ehrenberg, and you can come and join me, and you will be welcome in my camp. You'll be welcome to come and visit and be nearby. I'm not too nearby. I still have my boundaries, and at Ehrenberg, they're pretty big, and I don't want you too nearby, but I want you to be near, but not too nearby. Okay, so I'll stop there. I thank you for watching. I thank you for subscribing to the channel and for coming and for supporting me, and there's been a real outpouring of love and, of course, some hate. There's always some hate, and I'm trying to ignore you haters. But I'm so glad to be of some value and help to each of you that allow that, and so thank you so much, each and every one of you. You are the reason I do this, and you are what makes this all worthwhile. So I'm going to stop there. I really am. I'm going to shut my blabbering mouth and go from here. So I will see you in a week. I'm going to have another couple of videos come up, and you'll see me on the vlog, and then I will go back into, I have a bunch of videos shot and ready to go up, new ones and old ones both. Some I think you're going to really enjoy and love. Shot a bunch of videos, not as much as I wanted. Well, I was at the RTR. One of my main goals at the RTR was to shoot a whole bunch of videos because it's when I'm around people. And I just couldn't. I didn't have the energy to do it, so I'm sorry about that. So I will, I'm going to quit, and I will see you soon. And my deepest, sincerest thanks to each of you who came and who got something from it and contributed something to it. Thank you all. And for you in the channel, much love, much appreciation for you and your attention and your watching the videos. You make it all happen. Okay, I'll stop there, and I will turn you all off and see you